Like
All right.
4 times in this class and like 20 pounds.
What'd you say?
She gained 20 pounds, she said? In this class.
4 times in this class and I gained 20 pounds.
That's not my fault. I'm trying to kick you out.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
That was like a mic drop right there.
That's
why he doesn't come to class.
Because in a good way, you want her to kick you out to get your license and get on the road.
That's it.
See?
That's it.
You have to think of a positive way.
No,
All right.
nothing.
Positive way, we have 1 hour
Yeah.
and a half
That's it.
to get 55 questions done. Ready?
Yeah. An hour and a half.
Oh, no, we don't. Half an hour.
Let's keep speeding.
He's looking. All right, so 56. Personal delivery and everything. Look at that.
Oh, so nice.
You all.
Special delivery.
Thank you, mortgage guy. All right. A document that transfers possession but does not transfer ownership is a warranty deed, deed with restriction, a will, or a lease. Transfers possession but not ownership. Write down the answer. And the correct answer is
D.
lease. Very good. 57. Triggering terms are phrases in an advertisement that move the buyer to an action, first catch the reader's attention, mislead the reader to a geographic location, or require full disclosure of financial details. Write down your answer. Triggering terms in advertisements. And the correct answer is
D.
D as in David. Triggering terms require full disclosure. Full disclosure. Okay. The term depreciation refers to value of real estate after its useful life, loss of value in real estate due to any cause, costs incurred to modernize a building, or capitalized value of rent losses. Write down the answer. No, don't interrupt this time. Short period of time. The correct answer is
B.
B as in boy. Loss of value in real estate due to any cause, depreciation. 59, calculators. How many lots? How many lots, each measuring 72.5 feet wide by 100 feet deep, could be created from a 2-acre block of land? How many lots? There are 72.5 by 100. Could be created in a 2-acre block of land. There might be a similar question in the state exam. So you need to know there's huge area, 2 acres, and we're going to build lots of 72.5 by 100. How many of these can we build? Write it down.
He didn't like the math.
And the answer is 3, 6, 9, or 12. Correct answer?
B.
12.
12. D as in David. Very good. Everybody got it?
Yes.
Kelly? You got this worried face, I don't know. 60. The amount of money that will be paid for property by a buyer to a seller, both being ready willing and able to act, and both being fully informed, represents the properties, exchange value, market value, appraised value, or equalized value. Seller is not forced to sell, buyer is not forced to buy. They're fully informed of the fully informed. So what is this? Is it the exchange value, market value, appraised value, or equalized value? Write down the answer. And the correct answer is
Exchange. A, no?
No, B.
market value.
Market value.
The property's true market value is the one where a buyer is willing to buy, a seller is willing to sell, both not being forced to anything, right? And fully informed of the assets, defects, and potential of the property. Market value. 61. Bill sold the duplex for profit of $50,000 and took back a mortgage. He owes income tax on the entire gain in the year that the property is sold, pays income tax year by year as the payment is received, postpones tax if he purchases a vacation cottage within 2 years, or collects interest in the first years and principal later. Bill sold a duplex for a profit of $50,000, but he took back a mortgage. The seller took back a mortgage. No, that's not the answer.
Why would be?
Put down the answer. Correct answer is
B.
B as in boy, because it's an installment, sales contract, or land contract. He sold the property, but what did he do? Financed the purchase and took back the mortgage. This mortgage guy is the best. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, nice.
See that? 62. Mr. Johnson, a subdivider developer, would like to control the types of vehicles that can be parked in front of homes in his classy subdivision. He can accomplish this with deed restrictions, enforcement of zoning, a reverter clause, or eminent domain. We went through this question so many times already in different ways. Write it down. Block it. Correct answer is A as an apple. Subdivider developer. Private. Deed restrictions are private, always. 63. One way an investor in real estate may defer capital gain taxes is by exchanging for like property, obtaining maximum leverage, selling for cash, or building reserves. One way that an investor in real estate may defer or postpone capital gain tax, meaning I'm not paying this year, I'll pay eventually, is by, put the answer down, lock it, and the answer is A, exchange. Got it? Bless you. Now, in valuation of a hospital, which approach is given most weight? Bless you again. A, cost approach. B, income capitalization approach. C, market data approach, or all have equal weight. It's a hospital. Think about it. Write down the answer. Write down the answer. Bless you.
My friend. Are you okay?
Is that the third one? You have to leave. No, that's the third one. There's a 3 sneeze limit in this class. After the third one, you have to leave. Correct answer is A, cost approach because there's no income,
No income.
right? And there's not many sales to compare to. 65. The sale of time-sharing units does not require a real estate license, allows buyers the right of rescission for 7 days, is forbidden to individual owners, or is usually on a flat fee basis. The sale of time-sharing does not require a license, allows buyers the right of rescission for 7 days, is forbidden to individual owners, or is usually on a flat fee basis. Correct answer is
B.
B as in boy.
Yes, sir.
Time shares. It's not traditional contracts. Therefore,
Time share, 7 days.
7 business days actually. But anyway. 66. CCNRs, covenants, conditions, and restrictions are placed on a condominium or cooperative development by who? Homeowners Association, Attorney General's Office, developer, or present tenants. It's a condo or a co-op. Covenants, conditions, and restrictions are placed by who? Condos or co-ops. Write down the answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is
D.
C as in Charlie.
Yeah.
The developer creates the building and creates the restrictions. If it's a condo, then the homeowner association takes over, right? If it's a co-op, there's no answer here. And definitely not the Attorney General's office, okay? 67. The primary objective of a property manager should be to provide the owner with a low vacancy rate, a highest return on property value, complete monthly reports of income and expense, or allocated costs. The primary objective of a property manager is to do what? Write down the answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is
B.
B as in boy. The primary objective of a property manager is to get the highest return possible for somebody else's property. Okay? Primary objective. How do we accomplish this? By having a low vacancy rate, by having complete reports of income and expenses, and knowing how to allocate costs. But the primary objective is the highest return. 68. If a radon test on a home reveals a reading of 14 PCIs per liter, a prospective purchaser should probably not worry about it, report it to the local health department, ask to see a survey, or request remediation. Write it down. If radon test measures 14 PCIs or more, a prospective purchaser should probably do what? Write down the answer. And the correct answer is
B.
C.
D as in David. Why would I ask to see a survey to see about radon? Radon is a natural gas. It's a toxin. It's a chemical. So open the windows, right? If it measures 4 PCIs or more, request remediation. 4 PCIs or more, request remediation. This one measures 14, so definitely remediation. Calculators. A house sells for $102,000 and is appraised at $100,000 by a lender who's willing to make a 75% loan-to-value ratio loan. How much down payment does this house require? The house sells for $102,000 and is appraised at $100,000 by a lender who's willing to make a 75% loan-to-value ratio. How much down payment does this house require? If you guys were here in chapter 14, Ricardo did an example like this for you.
Who? Who?
The mortgage guy.
Okay.
For this one, you don't even need a calculator.
Yeah.
The house sold for 102. Lender only gives 75% loan of the appraised value. How much down payment does this house require? 25,000, 25,500, 27,000, or 75,000?
75.
See. 27.
25,000?
27,000. C. Because the property appraises for 100,000. The loan is 75,000. That's the loan. How much money, how much down payment does a house require? Well, $25,000 in the loan, but the house sold for 102. So it's $25,000 down payment plus on the loan plus the 2,000 to meet the sales price. So 27,000. Got it?
Yes.
Under the provisions of the ordinary store lease, trade fixtures that remain in the store after the expiration of the lease become property of the lessee, new tenant, lessor, or chattel mortgagee. I think D is the answer. Under the provisions of ordinary store lease, trade fixtures that remained in the store after the expiration become property of who? Write down the answer, lock it, and the correct answer is
A.
C as in Charlie.
Sorry.
Who's the lessor?
Owner.
Owner, the landlord.
Yes.
Trade fixtures must be removed until the last day of the lease. It says the lease expired. So the new day after the lease, it belongs to landlord. Anything that stays in the building after the lease expires belongs to the
They
landlord.
will not let you pick up any of this.
If they want to be bad people,
They wouldn't, yeah.
they can block you from it because now it's their property. You're entitled to the property until today at midnight, at 11:59 p.m. As of midnight, it's a new day.
And
If
even
your
though-
lease expired, you're no longer welcome on the property. Anything that stays inside now belongs to me, the landlord.
Even though if they come back, says, oh, the lease is over, if they come back, oh, these,
It's up to the landlord. Okay. 71. A listing that obligates the broker to to distribute the listing to other brokers is open listing, option, multiple listing, or friendly listing. So a listing that obligates the broker to distribute the listing to other brokers is, write down the answer. These should be easy, should be quick. Lock it. And the correct answer is C as in Charlie. Multiple listing arrangement, you have to distribute to other brokers. 72. A void contract is one that is not in writing, rescindable by agreement, missing an essential element, or executory. Write it down. A void contract. Write it down, lock it, and the correct answer is
C.
C.
C as in Charlie. Avoid distractions, please. C as in Charlie. What are you shaking your head for? What happened? Oh. 15 more minutes and then you can have your customers.
Shut it off.
if there's an incident of discrimination, the complainant has to prove what? That the act was unintentional, the offense was repeated, discrimination occurred, or the act caused a loss. Write down the answer. If there was discrimination, what do I have to prove? Block the answer. And the correct answer is C, that discrimination occurred. That's it. Do I have to prove anything else? No. 74. An option contract. An option is a contract that requires the buyer to complete the purchase, keeps an offer open for a specified time, gives the buyer an easement on the property, or allows the buyer to occupy the property. Write down the answer. And the correct answer is B, keeps an offer open for a specified period of time. 75. In the cost approach, the appraiser makes use of the owner's cost of the original building, estimates the replacement cost of a building, sales price of similar buildings, or depreciated value used for income tax purposes. Write down the answer. Block it. Correct answer is
B.
B as in boy, replacement cost of the building. In the cost approach, we use either replacements or reproduction cost. 76. A lease that requires the lessee to pay taxes, operating expenses, and insurance is called a gross lease, net lease, percentage lease, or recorded lease. Write down the answer. A lease that requires the tenant to pay taxes, operating expenses, and insurance is called, the answer is B, net lease. Gross lease, you're not responsible for anything. You pay a fixed amount and the landlord deals with it. A net lease, you pay a fixed amount plus a share or all of the property charges. Okay? 77. The tenant with a month-to-month tenancy must give the landlord how much notice of intention to vacate? 1 week, 2 months, 1 month, or no notice? It should be quick. Write down the answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is 1 month. C. 78. So make sure you guys don't go hungry for the exam because it changes everything. 78. When recorded in the county where real property of the defendant is located, a judgment becomes voluntary lien, attachment lien, involuntary lien, or equitable lien. When recorded in the county where real property of the defendant is located, the judgment becomes, there's not much to think about it. It's a judgment. It's against you. Correct answer is C, involuntary lien. Attachment. Since when is it? Anything that's court is involuntary. You didn't ask for it, did you?
Involuntary.
Did you ever ask to get sued?
No.
I mean, there's some people out there like, go ahead, sue me, right? But no, most people don't. 79. Zoning ordinances are usually established by the federal government, local authorities, state of New Jersey, or court order. Zoning. Write down the answer. And the correct answer is B as in boy. The zoning is created by each municipality. Not by the state, not by federal, and definitely not by a court. Okay? Zoning is local. Depends on each municipality. 80. John Borick sold Andrew Maloney an acre of land, but reserved the right to cross Maloney's acre to reach the public road. Maloney's new property is called the dominant tenement, servient tenement, homestead, or leasehold. John Borick sold an acre of land to Maloney, but reserved the right to walk through Maloney's property, right? So Maloney property now is called the dominant, servient, homestead, or leasehold. Correct answer is servient. Because who's dominating? John Borick, by being able to benefit from it. 81. If a broker's license is suspended, the licenses of his or her salespeople are also suspended automatically, not affected, suspended for any salesperson who was aware of the offense at the time, or allowed to continue for a 6-month temporary period. Write down your answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is A as in apple. If your broker gets suspended, you're automatically suspended.
Really?
Yes.
I'm just.
Oh, he wasn't here. Chapter 2.
Oh, yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
It's okay. Chapter 2. But by logic, you're sponsored by a broker. If your broker doesn't have a license, how can you be licensed?
No.
So based on logic.
They would not suspend your license. They would move on to another broker? Or it's
You can.
The question is, what happens to your license if his license or her license gets suspended? Yours gets suspended. Can you move to another broker? You can.
Oh, yes, you can.
But what's the immediate consequence? Always think of the immediate consequences. If your sponsor is suspended, so are you. Can you move to a different brokerage? Yes, but you got suspended first. 82. A broker salesperson must maintain a separate escrow account, meet all broker qualifications, use only the designation salesperson on business cards, or obtain a branch office license. Write down the answer. Lock it. And the answer is B. Meet all the broker's qualifications. Otherwise, they don't become a broker salesperson. 83. In New Jersey, an oral listing agreement is never legally enforceable, is enforceable if it is for less than 1 year, must be confirmed in writing within 5 days, or is the most commonly used form of listing. In New Jersey, an oral or verbal listing is never legally enforceable, is enforceable if it is for less than 1 year, must be confirmed in writing within 5 days, or is the most commonly used form of listing.
Must be right.
Write down the answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is C as in Charlie. Must be put in writing within 5 days. Was that your answer, Andy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I didn't hear it yell. All right, 84. In New Jersey, a licensed broker must have a $50,000 bond, a separate escrow bank account, a college degree, or all of the above. Write down your answer. Lock it. This one should be quick. Correct answer is
B.
B as in boy. Does it say broker salesperson? It says broker. So that means broker of record. Yes. 85. A salesperson or broker may have to start all over again with classes and examination if a license is not renewed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. Write down the answer. Correct answer is
B.
2 years. B. Very good. New Jersey laws allow a landlord to refuse to rent to anyone on welfare, people with children, people with dogs, or any of the above. New Jersey law allows a landlord to refuse. Write down the answer. Lock it. Correct answer is C as in Charles, no pets. I'm allowed to say no pets, but I cannot say no children or no Section 8. Okay? 87. Which type of listing is illegal in New Jersey? Easy. Open listing, net listing, exclusive right to sell listing, or exclusive agency listing.
Regular.
Write down the answer. And the answer is? She answered before I even finished. 88. Every listing must include what? The broker's home phone number, square foot measurement of the property, notice that commissions are negotiable, or the broker's promise to advertise the property. Write down the answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is
C.
C as in Charles. Commissions are negotiable. So every listing must include this notice. 89. In New Jersey, a landlord may not refuse a tenant solely because of political affiliation, children in the family, prison record, or pets. Write down the answer. Lock it. Correct answer is
B.
B as in boy. I cannot say no children. We just went over this. 90. I'm telling you, sometimes the next question answers the first question. In New Jersey, continuous, open, notorious, hostile, and exclusive occupation of another's real property may lead to acquisition through adverse possession after a period of 3 years, 6 years, 10 years, or 20 years. Write down the answer. In New Jersey, the period is, answer?
20 years.
20 years.
You said Florida was 10, right?
6. After the 75-hour course is successfully completed, license application must be made within 30 days, 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. Write down the answer. And the correct answer is 1 year after completing this course. 92. The salesperson's license examination can be taken only by anyone who walks in, anyone enrolled in a pre-licensing course, anyone who has successfully completed the course, or someone who has a sponsoring broker. Write down the answer. And the correct answer is
C.
C as in Charlie. 93. I'm telling you, food changes everything. Unless the experience requirement is waived, the applicant for a broker's license must have served a full-time apprenticeship as a licensed salesperson for at least 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, or 3 years. Write down your answer. Too easy, these questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct answer is
3 years.
3 years. That's it. You have to. 94. Records of all contracts of sale and listing agreements must be kept by a broker for at least 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or 7 years. Correct answer is
6 years.
6 years. C. I'm telling you, food. 95. Real Estate Commission is composed of how many members? 3, 5, 8, or 10? 8. Very good. 96. Educational requirements for a broker's license can be waived for certain brokers licensed in other states, spouses of recently deceased brokers, salespersons within 10 years of full-time experience, or college graduates who hold a doctorate. Write down your answer. Lock it. Correct answer is
See.
A.
Hey.
Another state.
You might not have to do the full educational 75 hours if you're a broker licensed in another state. Salespersons with 10 years of experience? Where'd that come from? 97. So Wednesday. Exam. Same time.
10:30?
Yeah, if you guys, by the way, we just need a few more minutes, we're almost done, but since you're not going to be here for the next few minutes, the class starts at what time usually? 10 o'clock. 10:15 is the time I allow you to come in. I'm letting you know right now, for next Wednesday's class, I'm going to give an extra few minutes because it is a Wednesday, no parking. But 10:30, if you're not here, you're not coming in. It's the exam. So I don't want people walking in and out during the exam. You got it? It's the only day I don't give any exceptions whatsoever. 10:30, you're not here, you're out. Okay? But you have to do the exam either by Wednesday or before Wednesday. Not after. You guys got it? If you think you're ready to take the exam, I'll put you in the room in a few minutes and you start the exam. You want to do it tomorrow? Do it tomorrow. You want to do it on Monday? Monday's fine, Tuesday's fine, Wednesday. No later than that. Okay? And this is like a practice exam. It's something for you guys, just like we're doing here. If you pass, you pass. If you fail, at least you know where you are. That's what matters. Okay? So if you need to go, just make sure no later than 10:30, okay? All right, 97. A New Jersey real estate salesperson must be a citizen of the United States, at least 21 years old, a college graduate, or sponsored by a supervising broker. Lock it down. Correct answer is D as in David. You have to be sponsored by a broker. 98. The guarantee fund is used to pay a commission. Pay a broker commission unlawfully withheld by the seller. Protect a salesperson if a broker refuses to split a commission as previously agreed. Reimburse the public for losses arising from licensee's wrongdoing. Or compensate buyers who have suffered from unlawful discrimination. Guarantee fund is used to write down your answer, lock it, and the correct answer is
C.
C as in Charlie. Reimburse the public for your wrongdoing. 99. The broker could lose his or her license for sharing commission with another broker salesperson, broker in another state, a former salesperson who listed a house while in the broker's employ, or another New Jersey broker. Write down your answer. A broker could lose his license for sharing commission with another broker salesperson, broker in another state, a former salesperson who listed a house while working for that broker, or another New Jersey broker. Write down your answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is A. Which one do you answer? D as in David? I can share commission with other brokers. Always. What I cannot share with, this is Remax, this is Century 21, right? You're a salesperson. I'm the broker here. I cannot pay you directly. I have to pay another broker, whether it's New Jersey or a broker in another state. But I cannot pay you while you're employed for somebody else and not for me. Brokers can always pay brokers. Nobody else. Okay? 100. With certain restrictions, a commission may be shared with an unlicensed person in the form of a rebate to the seller, buyer, broker's assistants, or office secretary. Rebates, they can be paid to, write down the answer, lock it, and the correct answer is
B.
B as in boy. Only the buyer can receive a rebate in the form of a credit or check at closing. 10 more questions. Almost done. When a new building is considered safe for human habitation, a building inspector can issue a certificate of occupancy, restrictive covenant, special use permit, or building permit. When a new building is considered safe for human habitation, what do we get?
C.
Certificate of occupancy.
CO.
CEO. Yes. I don't know if you're saying answer C or CO. Right? Because you said C, I'm like,
CO.
oh.
CO.
Now, the largest fine that may be charged as a penalty for violation of New Jersey license law is 500. You should know this one. 5,000. 10,000 or 50,000. Write down the answer. Lock it. Correct answer is
50,000.
D.
D as in dog, 50,000. New Jersey Real Estate Commission is part of the, you guys should know this too already, Department of Banking and Insurance, Attorney General's Office, Education Department, or Secretary of State's Office.
A.
Write down the answer. And the answer is Department of Banking and Insurance. Real Estate Commission is a division of the Department of Banking and Insurance. 104. Which of the following needs a real estate license when involved in handling a real estate transaction? A, an executor. B, a bank. C, a developer selling homes in her subdivision. Or D, an auctioneer. Write down the answer. Lock it. The answer is
B.
D.
D as in David, an auctioneer. Executors, trustees, they don't need a license because they're operating on the order of a court. A bank does not need a license because they're selling their own home, usually. A developer selling homes in a subdivision is selling his or her own homes. But an auctioneer is selling other people's homes. License. 5. The deed known The deed known in New Jersey as a bargain and sale deed with covenants against Grantor's Acts is also known as quitclaim deed, fiduciary deed, warranty deed, or special warranty deed. Write down your answer. Lock it. And the correct answer is D as in David. Special warranty deed. (106) Ron Smith dies suddenly, leaving a wife and 2 minor children, but no will. New Jersey law of descent provides that his wife is entitled to his entire estate, half of his estate, 50,000 plus half of the remaining estate, or the entire remaining estate after the children reach the age of 21. Write down the answer. He died suddenly, leaving wife, 2 children, no will. Who gets what?
A.
Correct answer is
C.
C is in Charles. If there's children, the first $50,000 goes to the wife. and half of the estate. The other half goes to children. See, it doesn't talk about the property. It talks about whatever they have, everything. If it was a property that they own together, then it will go straight to the wife. Pay attention to the question being asked. 107. New Jersey's Consumer Information Statement lists both obvious and latent defects in the property, protected classes under state's fair housing laws, the licensee's agency relationship to each party, or the current mortgage plans available from local lenders. Write down the answer. Correct answer is C. It's the CIS, Consumer Information Statement. It's the business relationship that we can enter with each party. Isn't that what the CIS is? Seller's agent, buyer's agent, disposal agent, and transaction broker. All right, Megan's laws. A community must be alerted to the presence of convicted sex offenders. Buyers be given 3 days after signing in which to void a purchase contract. In the absence of a will, surviving children are entitled to half an estate. And tenants aged 62 or older may not be evicted. Megan's law is about sex offenders, not about sex, about sex offenders. Thank you, Barbara, for correcting Kelly.
Oh my God, Bruno. I was going to say it, and then she said no other word, and then I stopped.
You don't need to turn red, it's just like the sea. Oh.
My goodness. I give Barbara a chance. She said, I was going to see a friend there, and then she keeps talking.
What was the answer?
Let's talk about.
What was the answer?
Now, Mount Laurel lawsuits. We're concerned with blockbusting, redlining, stigmatized property, or exclusionary zoning. Write down the answer. Correct answer is
D.
D as in David, exclusionary zoning. The poor cannot be excluded from residential areas. And final question. A residential lease for 1 year or more is subject. Why are you putting things away already? I got something to say after this. All right. A residential lease. He got scared when he said what he said. So, okay, let me get out of here. Name's Kelly, not Megan. Don't worry. Residential lease for 1 year or more is subject to review and possible cancellation by the tenant's attorney, but not by the landlord's attorney. Anytime during the first month of tenancy, within 3 business days of signing, or only if the attorney's notice is given by certified mail. Please write down the answer. Lock it. Correct answer is C as in Charlie. 3 business days. Always. All right, guys. So before we put stuff away and walk out, just want to talk about something real quick. One is, when you go home, or as soon as you have a chance, figure out what you had wrong. Okay? See how many you had wrong. See if you're ready for the test. If you feel you're not ready, you're still taking the test. Because again, because there's a lot of people, and I've been doing this for 4 years. There's a lot of people, oh, I'm not ready. It doesn't matter if you're ready or not. Just do it. Because sometimes you feel you're not ready, and then all of a sudden you pass. Sometimes you feel you're so ready, and you fail. It happens. The key thing here is that you take the test ASAP, while the information is fresh. If you have not studied, then that might be your problem. You see what I'm saying? You realize now after doing this that you might have to study a little bit more. Also, you guys have the link online. Do the exam by yourselves online. Let me help you. At the end of the exam, I send you what you had wrong so you can study and verify, okay, why is it this question wrong? I answered A, why is it C? And then send me a message, send me an email, say, Bruno, question number 2 of my exam, because your question number 2 is different than your question number 2, and so on. They're all variables, okay? So, completely randomized. So, Bruno, why is question number 2 A and not B? Send me that. That's why I have a week vacation now from you guys. So you can send me all these questions and I catch up and try to answer all of them for you. It's very, very simple. Immediate results online. For me, I see it immediately as soon as you complete it. One thing I have to tell you though is don't start something and then not finish. That exam is just like the state exam. It's up to 4 hours, no distractions. Okay? If you start it and you don't finish, then there's no point in starting it. You got it? So, just go online to the Facebook group. The link is there for you to take the exam. Click it, take it, pass it, or fail it. Doesn't matter. It's just for you to see where you're filling out. Just like we did yesterday and today with these practice exams. Okay? Do you have any questions? All right.
When are we coming back?
Wednesday.
No, not me. I'm not taking this again.
Did you schedule the other one?
No.
Good. Don't.
You saw me, so I passed yours.
Okay. Did you pass mine?
I'm trying to get it inside. I can't get it.
Oh, I blocked you. I'm sorry.
Oh, you blocked me, yeah. I don't know why.
No, it's just that there's a
I
it's
did
either,
it to
it's a 3 or 5 chance,
That's it.
but I'll open for you. Don't worry.
like,
Why? That's great.
No, you have to understand. There's some people. The reason why I'm telling you also not to start something you're not going to finish is because every time you start, it charges me. So if you don't finish, I'm paying for it. That's one thing. The other thing, it means you're distracted. Then why did you even start?
Yeah.
Right? Which is the most important. Why did you even start?
I
Why-
started, but my baby would come in the middle of the night, so it wasn't because I don't want to finish it.
That's when you're not even starting it. I know.
Not my monkey.
That's my monkey. So, the question